My first day at Christian summer camp. All right, folks. So my first day at Christian summer camp. I've told this story before, and I'm going to tell it again. Okay? So get ready for it. So, okay, the backstory was, my family always told me that religion was literally true, but I was never really, up until this point, I was never really, I've maybe been to church one time, right? It wasn't that serious. It was like, yeah, God's real, but we're not gonna, I had a single mom kind of thing. Like, there wasn't enough time for all that Jesus shit. But, my mother made a friend at work. She worked at a grocery store. She made a friend at work. And her friend had a kid that was going to summer camp. And so, single mom scenario, you need some sort of daycare, right? Because I'm like 11, 10 or 11, something like that. I don't know, maybe 12. Maybe, I think 11 I was the first year, and then 12 the second year, I think. But, I need some form of daycare. And my mom's friend says that, they don't mind giving me a recommendation to the summer camp. I was not informed it was a Christian summer camp at all. I had no idea going into it, right? So I go to this summer camp, right? The first day I show up and we get divided into groups. It's and then we play we play some ball, we played soccer or whatever for a little bit. I remember there was this lemonade stand that had the sugariest, best lemonade I've ever had in my fucking life. I had this fucking lemonade. It was great. Oh my God. I had 8 cups of it. I think I'm pretty sure I finished the entire pitcher. And then I lied about it later. But okay. So then, it's around lunchtime. Right? So, and again, it's summer, right? And this is in New Jersey, right? So this is a New Jersey summer. And so, it's, it's hot. So, around lunchtime, the sun starts kicking in. It's the hot. And so we go into this giant gymnasium in the middle of the, so it was giant gymnasium. And then there's sports ball fields. And then picnic tables and a bunch of trees and all around it, and the giant gymnasium's in the middle. Okay? And so I go in there thinking it's lunchtime. And it was lunchtime, but first we had to go through the sermon or whatever it is. So I don't know, it was whatever. So we all sit. And in fact, I'm going to bust it out, folks. I'm going to bust it out. So we all sit. Hold on. I'm going to give you the full. Oh, Lord. Okay. Oh, God. Okay. Hold the phone, folks. Hold the phone. Okay, so before the sermon, right, so there was a music section, right? There was a hype section, before the guy comes out and tells the story about the Bible, there was a musical section and they played songs. And I remember this, it was crystallized in my brain. This song, I'm going to play this song for you. I'm going to get my shit copyright claimed, but it's okay. I don't care. This song starts playing. Right? So I'm going to play this song. You can hear it. This song starts playing. I have no idea what's going on. To this point, I had no idea what, this whole thing was about. I had no idea. So this song starts playing, and I'm like, oh, is this a dance party? What, is this a musical thing? Do we get to request music? I have no idea what's about to come. He's the one who makes the sun shine. He's the one who puts the moon in the sky. He's the one who hung the stars. One by one. So, okay, so at this point, I'm like, oh, alright. We're all, we're sitting in chairs, those foldable metal chairs, right? We're sitting in those chairs, right? Some people are getting up and dancing around. I'm like, okay, all right, it's musical time. All right, it's getting hot outside. We get into the air-conditioned gymnasium, right? All right, so it's okay, it's musical time. And then it's really good. It's now keep in mind, I'm like 11, right? I'm like 11. I've got interests, right? I like Yu-Gi-Oh! I like Pokemon, right? I'm a kid, right? In the mid 2000s, right? Let's keep going. He's the one who makes the birds sing. He's the one who makes your dreams so high. He's the one who makes me smile. Day by day, Jesus, oh, Lord. So this is, again, it's Jesus, you're my superhero. Okay? So then I'm like, oh, okay, so maybe, you know, again, I'm like a kid. I'm not really, you know, I'm not all the way there yet. I'm not the person I am today. But I'm thinking, like, okay, maybe, like, is this, like, just, was this a request? I'm just thinking, okay, it's a Jesus song. It's a good song. I remember, you know, like, you know, it's upbeat, it's happy, everyone's having a good time. Everyone's having a good time. So good. So I'm into it. Everyone's having a good time. Everyone's around me. Everyone around me is like dancing, right? They're all kids. Like there's like maybe 3 adults in the room at the front, and there's like on the computer or something, right? Some guy is like setting up a microphone stand, right? Because then like I thought it was like a stand-up comedian. No, that was the motherfucker who was telling it, right? So again, Jesus is a superhero now. I'm an 11-year-old-ish, right? I like superheroes, right? I like Spider-Man, right? Like I was into because I had Spider-Man on PlayStation. Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2, Enter Electro on PlayStation. The one that originally had the 9/11 towers, but then 9/11, well, the World Trade Center. And then 9/11 happened, so then they delayed the game and like refixed it. You know, Spider-Man 2, Enter Electro on PS1. I like Spider-Man. Right, I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Right, on the blacktop, you know? So folks, I don't know if you heard the lyrics here, so I'm gonna play it again. So Jesus is my superhero, yeah. Then they say he's better than Spider-Man. Listen to this. So, I get offended. I'm offended at this point. Like, this totally, like, zones me out. Like, this totally zones me out. So I'm like, what the fuck? Better than Spider-Man? I played Spider-Man on PlayStation. No way. Jesus is not better than Spider-Man. Like, you ask me, you put Jesus in a boxing ring with Spider-Man, I'm telling you who's gonna win. It's gonna be Spider-Man. Right, so now I'm I'm a little upset now, okay? I'm confused. I have no idea what's going on. No one told me this would be a religious summer camp. I had no idea. There was nothing that led. I was just a kid. I was just wandering through life, and this happened. Okay? Now again, I'm really high right now, so bear with me. I'm really fucking high. So again, better than Superman, better than Batman. I'm gonna be honest, still to this day, I think I've played Arkham Asylum one time and I got lost. But I'm not I've never watched any Batman movies. I don't know anything about it. Superman, I've seen the original movie, as a kid, but outside of that, you know, I played Superman 64 once. I'm not a huge but like as a kid, I liked Spider-Man because they had the PS1 game, so I was into Spider-Man, and I remember like watching the movies when they came out, the ones at that time period. So I liked Spider-Man. And to this day, I'm not a huge Spider-Man person. I think there's like a new Spider-Man movie coming out. I'm not interested in it. I don't care. I'm gonna be honest. All right. I'm not huge on Spider-Man, but as a kid, I was just playing Spider-Man on PlayStation the other day, so I get a little upset, right? So I'm confused. I'm confused and upset, but let's keep going. So then they say, better than anyone. And I'm thinking, is Jesus better than my mom? Like, I've never met Jesus. Jesus has done nothing for me. Is he better than my mom? Like, that's kind of fucked up. Like, I trust the invisible man in the sky more than my own parents? Alright, but okay, let's keep going. Jesus, so again, like, we're in deep right now. Everyone's dancing to, because again, most of the kids here, probably this isn't their first year, where this is probably their second or third or fourth year or whatever, right? So they're all like, yeah, they're like, woo! You know, like, this is like, whoa, like, they're all dancing. Everyone's having a great time. Like, the adults are clapping in the front of the room as they set up the mic stand, right? And I'm just baffled. I'm sitting there in, like, you know, that really hard to sit on metal fold-out chair, right? I'm sitting there and I'm confused. I'm like, I was always the shy kid, right? You know, I didn't know how to say anything. I was not into the music really at all. I was just kind of sitting there like this. You know, I was just nervous. I was kind of freaking out. Like, I was just like, what's happening here, right? But it gets worse. Because you don't even... Better than Spider-Man. Like, again, we just went through that. He is not better than Spider-Man. Not gonna happen, right? But just wait until the second part of the song. Just wait. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, they fucked with the wrong kid. When they made this song, they fucked with the wrong kid, and they made a mistake. Check this out. At this point, I lost it. Now, for those of you that don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Near and dear to my heart, motherfucker. Look at this. You might not know this. I got Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster boxes in the background. Have you ever noticed these? These are Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster boxes. I collect Yu-Gi-Oh! I love Yu-Gi-Oh! I've loved Yu-Gi-Oh! since I was a kid. I'm huge on Yu-Gi-Oh! Huge on Yu-Gi-Oh! And this song had the audacity, fucking audacity to tell me Jesus was better than Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, I was already skeptical. Better than Spider-Man? I mean, I don't think so, right? Like, I'm not huge on Spider-Man. Again, I wasn't like, oh my god, Spider-Man, right? But it was like, I like Spider-Man. Like, he's cool, he walks on, right? And so, but at this point, I lost it. I was like, there's no way. There's no way. Better than Yu-Gi-Oh! What? You're telling me you put the Blue Eyes White Dragon in an arena with Jesus Christ? You're telling me that Blue Eyes White Dragon's gonna lose to Jesus? No. No, I don't think so. You're telling me the Dark Magician. You're telling me the Dark Magician has nothing on Jesus? Fuck that shit. Jesus would lose 10 times out of 10. Okay? Jesus is not better than Yu-Gi-Oh! I fucking love Yu-Gi-Oh! I played all the games as a kid. I collected all the cards as a kid. That was my goddamn jam. Alright? So now at this point, right, again, we're 2 minutes into the song. This is like the hell on earth experience. Right, okay, Jesus is better than Spider-Man. I was skeptical. I'm not too sure. I don't know much about Spider-Man, but I played the games, right? And so, okay, but Jesus is better than Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't think so. That's a 0% chance. Not gonna fucking happen. Gone. You're done. I'm out. I checked the fuck out. Jesus is not my friend. This convinced me. I guarantee you, right? If I didn't listen to this song, I might not be as much of an anti-theist as I am today. This song convinced me. This song convinced me that Jesus was full of shit. This song, they flew too close to the sun. Spider-Man, you're getting close to the sun, but you could maybe still pull away. You're telling me Jesus is better than Yu-Gi-Oh! Not a chance in hell. But let's go on. So then it's better than Barbie. And I'm like, I never played with Barbie as a kid. My mom didn't let me, right? So I'm not, I don't know much about Barbie, but better than Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm still seething. I didn't even hear this part of the song the first time. Didn't register, right? I'm still on the Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm like, there's no way. Jesus is not better than Yu-Gi-Oh! This is not possible. This isn't real. What the fuck is this song? Everyone's clapping, right? There's like, the lady in the front of the supervisor in the front of the thing, like setting up the mic. And, she set up the mic by this point. So she's clapping along. Yeah, she's saying yeah, right? So it's better than Action Man. I still don't know what the fuck Action Man is. Never found out what Action Man is. I think it's just a no one's ever heard of Action Man. It's not a thing. It's like one game no one's ever heard of. It's not a thing. So Jesus being better than Action Man, maybe. But I know for a fact that Jesus is not better than Yu-Gi-Oh! And so that told me that this is all full of shit. Maybe Superman is better than Jesus. Maybe Batman is better than Jesus. Maybe Action Man's better than Jesus. Because I know Yu-Gi-Oh! Is better than Jesus. I know for a fact that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is better than Jesus. So I've never heard of Action Man, but I guarantee you, without knowing anything about it, I can guarantee it's better than Jesus. I guarantee it. So that's the song. It just repeats from there. So, okay. Now you think the story's over. The story's not over. This is still, again, my first day at Christian summer camp. Right? Okay, so this song finishes, and then they play some music without lyrics or something. Right? Like, as the preacher, whatever it is about to deliver his Bible lesson or whatever. So I'm confused. I am not okay, right? I am not okay right now. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was just insulted to me. Like, again, look at this. I've got my Yu-Gi-Oh! Boxes right up there. Right? I love Yu-Gi-Oh! So I have no idea what's happening. I didn't know that, I didn't sign up for a Jesus thing. I had no idea that this would happen, okay? So, and I know for a fact that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is better than Jesus. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is better than anything. Because at this point, I was like, this is like the height of my Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, interests, right? Like, as a kid. I probably like Yu-Gi-Oh! More now than I did as a kid, to be honest with you. But, like, I was huge into it. I was playing all the games. I had them on my Game Boy, right? I collected all the cards. I was huge into it. So I was like, there's no way they insulted Yu-Gi-Oh! So then, my bullshit detector is on. My bullshit detector's on. So I'm thinking, I'm watching the rest of this whole thing, knowing that it's probably bullshit. Now, again, I'm like 10 or 11, right? It's, this could be like my origin story. This is the birth of my bullshit detector. That's totally possible, right? But I remember thinking to myself, there's no way any of this is real because they insulted Yu-Gi-Oh! Right? That's what they lost me. Right? So the guy gets up there and gets on the microphone and starts reading from the Bible. I honestly have no recollection at all about what he was saying because I was so deep in my own head, right? Like, I was not listening. I was just thinking, like, what is this? Why am I here? This is really weird. I'm super uncomfortable. Again, this is my first day. I don't really have friends here yet. I'm just kind of sitting here. I'm like kind of like weirded out, right? But again, before this, we were divided into groups. Okay, and so I was like the line of the fold-out chairs that I was in was my group, right? And so they do the Bible thing. They turn the pages. The guy's super excited. Again, I'm not really paying attention. I'm just kind of like in my own head, staring at the floor, right? And like, so I'm out of it. I'm spiraling at this point. And so then the Bible thing is over, right? The guy gets up. We all get up. We all are allowed to get like some water and some more lemonade. This lemonade was fantastic. They had more of it inside, right? I drank all of it outside, and then I got like a huge I had like a cup, and then I had another cup, and then I filled it again, just because then it's the group lesson time. That's right. So we have the big whole summer camp gets in, they shit talk Yu-Gi-Oh! And then they talk about Jesus and the devil and all that stupid shit, right? Then it's the group lesson time. So then we break off into our groups, and the groups are like maybe 5 or 6 kids, right? Maybe like 6 or 7. I don't know. And so we all go into like these separate classrooms or whatever. Right? And then it's like, okay, so you heard the lesson, the Bible lesson, and then the group discusses it. Right? And so because I was the new kid, I got picked on. They picked on me first. Right? So it's not like if I was like the 4th person, I could have maybe bullshit my way through that interaction. Right? It would have been like the first person's like, oh, my lesson that I learned is that this and that and that. No, they picked me first. Right? So I was not listening at all. I was still a little peeved about Yu-Gi-Oh! So they asked me, what did you learn today? And I didn't know what to say. Like, again, if I was like picked 2nd or 3rd or 4th, I could like combine the answers of the previous people and come up with some bullshit. Right? This is my first day. They picked me first. And so I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm freaking out. I'm like having like a panic attack, right? And they go like, come on, you have to tell us. So I'm like extremely uncomfortable. I'm panicking. And then I say like, I learned that the devil's the bad guy. Again, I was not paying attention. I'm just like thinking like, what do I know about religion? What do I know about Jesus? Well, I know that the devil is bad, right? So that's what I say. I learned that the devil's the bad guy. And the rest of the kids look at me and they're like mad. They are mad. Like, one of them, like, says, now's not the time to joke. Like, that's not funny? And I'm thinking to myself, like, is suicide an option? Can I jump out of that window right there? Will I break my neck? What do I do here? Right? I'm freaking the fuck out. And then, like, the supervisor, who's, like, 16 or 17, right? He's not, like, an adult, right? The groups had group supervisors, and this is, like, a summer gig for some teenager, right? So, like, that guy is, like, you know, tells me, like, you know, like, tries to continue to bully me and pressure me into, like, telling them my lesson. And I was like, I'm not joking. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I just was honest. I had no idea. I'd never been to, like, I'd never known anything about this. I don't know. I have no idea. And they all got mad at me, including the supervisor. They all got mad at me. They were like, this is not cool. Why are you doing this? And I'm like, what am I doing? I just don't know. I don't know. I'm not a Jesus freak. I don't know. So they were all mad at me, right? And then, right, so then they say, like, you know, you're not allowed to talk for the rest of the lesson or something. It was some bullshit. And then they all went around and said what they learned. And it was, again, bullshit. Like, I learned about, like, you know, the value of, like, friendship or something. Like, it was all bullshit. Like, if I was able to go 2nd, I would have been able to bullshit my way through it. If I was able to go 4th or 5th, it would have been an easy win on the bullshit. But they picked me first. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I was still kind of freaking out over the Yu-Gi-Oh thing, right? And they were just mean to me. They didn't, like, it wasn't like, you know, like, oh, you're new here, let's guide you through it. They were just rude to me, these fucking kids, and then the teenage supervisor. So I was done. That was my first day. And then afterward, I was just in shock the rest of the day, and I told my mom about it. And then my mom was like, well, I can't unenroll you. I already pay, because you pay up front for the whole year, or the whole, like, summer. And so my mom told me I have to go every day. And so I tried my best to enjoy Christian summer camp. And eventually I got used to the Bible saying, it was like, again, it was like 5 times a week or something. It was like 4 or 5 times. I think we didn't do Fridays. It was like Monday to Thursday or something like that. I don't know. And I was just, then my bullshit detector was on from that moment, right? The bullshit detector was on. I was not buying it. I just went there for the lemonade. I went there for the sports ball, and I went there because my mom told me to. And I just did it for my mom. Right? I was like, you know what? All of this is bullshit. I don't fucking care about any of this. Let me drink my lemonade. Let me sit at the picnic table and let me kick a fucking ball for like, 8 times, 4 times like 8, right? Because it's the summer, yeah. So however many days that is. And so that's the story. The first time I went to Christian summer camp. So if anyone wonders why I have no tolerance at all for the Jesus stuff, why I have no tolerance at all for the religion stuff, right? This is my origin story. So that's my first day of Christian summer camp. Now I've got more of these stories because I went there 2 years. My mom forced me to go a second year, and then the next year I told her I'm not going again. Like the third year, I was like, I am not going again. No. And then I was 13 at the time, so my mom was like, all right, you can just stay home. Like, we don't need a supervisor. And then we go into a whole new territory of my life, right? But again, first, I've got more stories. Maybe I'll tell more stories during the War on Christmas this year. So show up on my Christmas stream, folks, and I'll tell some more stories. I've got a lot more stories. Right? Like, to tease you a little bit, I got lost in the woods. Right? I got locked in a closet. I'm not joking when I say this. They locked me in a closet once. And I'm going to end it there. And if you want to hear more stories, tune in for the Christmas stream. So I got lost in the woods. Like the whole group got lost in the woods once. I personally was taken and locked in a closet. Right? And there's a lot, like, I got, like, a soccer ball hit my face and it freaked me out. Right? Like, I hurt myself a couple times. They stopped serving the lemonade the second year. I've got a lot of different stories. So, again, if you want to know more about them, ask me during my Grinch stream on Christmas weekend. But again, folks, fuck that shit, man. Fuck Jesus. Fuck Christian summer camp. And I love Yu-Gi-Oh! So that was my first day at Christian summer camp. Hopefully that was a good delivery of the story. So we've spent about an hour talking shit about religion.